Hey guys, welcome to another speed paint. Today we're gonna do Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil Village. With this one, I decided to try out just doing the line art and the color, just to see how we feel about that. I did have a lot of fun with just designing the pose. I wanted something more menacing since she is one of the antagonists of that game. So I do like how I got the feeling of that. Personally, I think I could try a bit more to get the likeness of the character. But for my first attempt of that series, I think it turned out pretty good. With the curved lines, I do have some trouble. I still don't understand why I'm having so much trouble, even though on paper it's fine. So just another thing I need to learn to improve. Another thing I do like about this character is just her aesthetic. It looks more vintage because of just the dress that she's in. And I just love how she's less old century, but not too modern. I will say, the Resident Evil series, not a child-friendly game, so if you are a minor, I would say to play it with like a parent, a sibling, just someone for you're not alone with a bunch of like terrifying scenes. But if you're a teen/adult, go ahead. Why not have some fun with some really scary monsters? Looking into more of the character, I love how she's just more than just a big, strong woman or big, giant lady, but has more complexity to her character. Getting the wrinkles in the dress was definitely a hard part to do, just to get the shading and all the correct anatomy of the character. The cigarette holder wasn't going in a straight line, even though it was lined up correctly. For the gloves, I add a quick line detailing as to show the stitching of the leather. And now finally color. Here I'm just trying to add the paint bucket tool just to get everything just right. I just get the base color, and after I get all the base colors down, then it's on to shading. I do love the color of this dress, just this champagne vintage-like color. It just shows the age and of what time period it is. It is really hard to find out what pearls I actually colored in, so I do have to go in with the background. With the paint bucket tool, sometimes I do get confused of what I'm doing, since it does go around all the line art as well. So for some of the white spots, I do have to go in with the paintbrush tool. With the cigarette itself, I didn't really have a clue of what it was. It honestly could have just been black for the holder part, but I could have just been oblivious. With the skin, I didn't really know how to translate the paleness, but also bring that sort of life into there. So with the shading, I do go back and do a little bit of blush. With the hair, I just do a random base color since I am going with a gradient just to get the volume. Now onto shading. With the shading, I do feel very proud of what I had so far for the final product. For this, I didn't really have a clue of where I wanted the light to be coming from, so I just do a basis of all the wrinkles as if it's just shining from the left. I didn't know what else or how many values there were in the dress, so I did have to look at the reference just to see what else I should add. I also just add a little simple gray/black just to get the deep tones for shadow. For the hat, I do add a oil brush just to add some texture. In Photoshop or from my screen, it did look a little cleaner compared to the final product, but that also could just be me being really blind. With that, if you guys do want a Q&A or any video requests, be sure to leave them down in the comments. Or if you'd like to follow me on my Instagram, which is CAWF graphics, be sure to just leave down any requests you want to see on those posts. I do have to change the shading of the gloves just to keep the consistency of where the lighting was, but besides that, I do love how those gloves turned out. With the cigarette holder, there wasn't really that much to do. I also just used the lasso tool just to get the stick, just to make sure I have a consistent shading instead of going over everything. For the earring, I didn't really know what to do since I didn't really include a outline for the gold border. The shading also was a little confusing because I didn't know what to do with that. With the blush, I just added to the high points and just anywhere where it was high, and then I add shading to the cheekbones and neck. And I also add her signature red wine lipstick just to get that signature look of hers. While I'm on the face, I do add the details of the eyes, just the whites, and then the golden tinge she has. Later on, I do add a little glowing effect just to enact that supernatural feel she gives. I also add a few eyelashes just to get that feminine feel as well, and just spice it up. I also add a cheekbone liner just to show that there's an actual cheekbone instead of just poor shading. With that, I felt completed, so I just went on to the background and added some blur. As I really wasn't confident in my background creation, I just used a screenshot of the actual castle that she resides in. I wanted a more sinister slash dark feeling, so I do add a little gradient just to get that ominous feel. I also get a little detailing in the smoke in her cigarette just to feel like it actually was lit. And here I finally add the shading of the eyes. At first I didn't know what the heck I was doing until I decided to use a different layer type or layer style. This is definitely a trial and error thing, so just go through the layer styles and make sure you get the one that you see that's good. And here I finally add the gradient and just lower the opacity, and then here I just eliminate the reference colors. And here's the final result. I hope you guys enjoy this week's speed paint of Lady Dimitrescu, and hope you all have a nice day, good day, and bye.